Hey guys! So today for this math rotation we're going to kind of go over and review some things for division. So remember last week we learned two different ways. You learned the standard algorithm, and remember algorithm just means a way that you do a math problem. So you learned the standard algorithm and you also learned the partial products way to do it. What is a remainder? Do you remember what a remainder is? So think for a second, and if you need to pause to kind of give you some think time, just let me know. So if you need to hit the pause, go ahead and hit the pause button and think about a remainder. So a remainder is what is left over. So I know if I had 45 kids, and I divided by that by 9, well I know that 5 times 9 gives me exactly 45. But what if I had 40, we'll do 46. Well, 9 times 5 is 45, correct? So I'm close, but I still have one kid left over, and you don't want to leave anyone out. So that would be 9 remainder 1. So a remainder is what remains. So when you say remains, think of that word, what is left over. For this screen, so remember, here we have our quotient. The quotient is the answer to a division problem. Here we have our divisor. This is how many groups you're trying to make. And your dividend is the number of things you have. So 476 things. We want to divide that into 3 groups. So in the blue, you see you have your division words. Now what I also did is in the red, I've wrote your multiplication words. Because remember, multiplication is the inverse of division. So your divisor is going to be a factor. Your quotient is going to be a factor. And actually, your dividend is your product. Okay? So your quotient is your answer. So if we were to take this screen, 476. Okay, that is my product in a multiplication problem. So here, I don't know a factor, I know a factor, and then here is my product. So that's how you would rewrite a division problem. So what we're going to do is when you see problems written like this, here's our division sign here. 3,248 divided by 5. Before we can solve that, we need to rewrite that with the symbol that we know, the symbol that looks like this. So what I want you to do is on your piece of paper, go ahead and rewrite this division problem using this symbol right here. So hit the pause button and go ahead and do that. Okay, so it should look like this. 3,248 divided by 5. So here's our dividend, here's our dividend, here's our divisor, and our quotient, which is our answer, will go up here. So once again, I want you to hit the pause button and solve this problem. And once you have solved it, go ahead and hit the play button. If you get stuck somewhere in this problem, hit the play button and go to the part that you don't understand, but then pause it again so you can finish it. So I really want you to try to do this one by yourself, okay? Go ahead and hit the pause button. So the first step that I do in the standard algorithm, so digit by digit, I say can 5 go into group to 3? So 5 times what will give me 3? Nothing, because it's smaller. So I need to go to the next digit. Remember, you can put a 0 up there, but you don't have to. So 5 will go into 32 how many times? So in my head I'm thinking 5 times what number gives me 32, or something close to it but not over it. So 5 times what gives me 32? So I know that 5 times 6 gives me 30, and 5 times 7 is 35. So 7 would be over 32. So I'm going to do 30. After I multiply, 5 times 6 is 30, I subtract, and then my next step is I bring down. So now I'm dividing down here. 5 will go into 24 how many times? So 5 times what will give me 24, or something close to it but not over it. And I know that's 5 times 4, which is 20. I subtract, and then I bring down. So now I'm down here dividing. 5 will go into 48 how many times? So 5 times what will give me 48 or something close to it, but not over it. So I know 5 times 9 is 45. And when I subtract that, I'm going to be left over with 3. Can 5 go into 3? No. There's nothing else to bring down, so 3 is my remainder. Now, if you come over here, so we have our next division problem, 4,873 divided by 5. So I want you to hit the pause button and write this using our division symbol like this. So go ahead and hit the pause button. Okay, so it should look like this. So go ahead and hit the pause button one more time and solve this problem. Remember, if you need help, then you can hit the play button until the section that you're at that you get your help, and then hit the pause button again because I want you to solve most of this on your own. Alright, so first we say 5 times what will give me 4? Nothing, so I got a 48. I know that that would be a 9, so I have 45. I subtract, and that's a 3. Bring down my 7. Now I'm dividing down here. So 5 times what will give me 37 or something close to it, but not over it. So 5 times, and let me rewrite this 9 real quick, because you want to always make sure you get them in the right spot. 5 times 7 will give me 35. When I subtract that, that gives me a 2. I bring down my 3. 5 times what will give me 23 or something close to it. That's a 4. When I subtract, I have 3 left over, so that is my remainder. So my answer should be 974, remainder 3. Okay, so now what if you're given a problem like this? So, you know, something divided by 5 gives you 1,000. So remember earlier I showed you the multiplication name. So this is called a factor. This is also a factor. And this down here is my product. So if I have both of my factors, then I have my factor, I just need to solve my product. So remember, the inverse of division is multiplication. So here, in order to find my dividend, which goes here, I can just multiply 5 times 1,000. So it's kind of like you're checking your division problem. So go ahead and do that and find the answer to P and write it on your sheet of paper. So go ahead and hit the pause button. Okay, so now that you solved that one, here's your next one. I want you to go ahead and do it on your own. Same thing as the other. Remember, this is our factor, this is our factor, and this down here is our product. Okay, so go ahead and hit the pause button and solve this one on your sheet of paper. Alright, the last thing you are going to do on your piece of paper that I've given to you is solve this word problem. Read the word problem carefully. Remember, you should read the word problem at least 3 times. The first time you're just reading it to make sure that you know all the words. Second time, look for the numbers. Third time, look for what operation you're going to do. So go ahead and on your piece of paper that you're going to turn in, remember you need to have your work, you need to show your work, and you need to have your answers all boxed in. So do your best on this problem, and then we will go over it later today. Also, you may want to hit the pause button so that this word problem will stay up until you're finished with it, or else it'll go away when the video ends. So go ahead and hit the pause button, and then when you're finished, this is the end of the video. Thank you.